Welcome to the Health and Social Services Department for Haldimand and Norfolk counties. The Ontario Works program provides income and employment support for people who are in need of temporary financial assistance. In a few minutes, you will meet with a case manager for a verification interview. There are two parts to this interview. Part 1 is the financial application. During this section, we will be verifying the information that you have provided. Part 2 of the application is the participation agreement. We will work with you to plan employment-related activities that will help you gain employment. Ontario Works provides financial and employment assistance. Eligibility for assistance depends on your income, assets, and employment-related activities. If you have not received your high school diploma, you may be required to complete a literacy screening questionnaire.
Hi, I'm a case manager, and we're going to review the Rights and Responsibilities form. This form explains your rights and your financial assistance while you're receiving the Ontario Works assistance. After signing this form, you will receive a copy.
1. You have the right to an interview.
Anytime that you meet with your case manager, you have the right to bring somebody with you.
2. You have the right to a decision in writing. We will write to tell you of any eligibility or financial decisions we make and the reasons for making them. At the end of your interview, you will know what is expected from you in order to become eligible. 3. You have the right to have the decision reviewed. If you disagree with the decision that we make, you may make a written request within 10 days to have this decision reviewed by our local office. We call this an internal review. We will advise you of the result in writing. If you disagree with the review decision, you can make an appeal to the Social Benefits Tribunal within 30 days of our decision. You cannot file an appeal with a Social Benefits Tribunal unless you have first asked for an internal review. Your assistance. Each month that you are eligible, you will receive assistance for basic needs and shelter. Also included with your check is a drug card. This card can be used to cover most prescriptions for you and members of your family, free of charge. However, some pharmacies do charge a dispensing fee, which is not covered by this office. You may also be eligible for the following items. If you need one of these items, please contact your case manager for more information. Full-time employment benefit.
The full-time employment benefit can be requested in writing after the 4th month of being on assistance if you gain full-time employment of 30 hours per week or more. Just submit your written estimate of what is required along with verification of your employment.
What if I got a part-time job?
Other employment and employment assistance activities benefits. If you obtain employment of less than 30 hours per week or seasonal work, or you have begun an employment assistance activity, there is financial help for things such as advanced child care payments, transportation costs, work boots, work clothes and uniforms, and other necessary work or employment assistance-related expenses. You may be eligible for up to $253 once a year. Your case manager will provide you with the paperwork and explain the details. Participation expenses. Depending upon the employment activities you choose to do, other employment-related expenses may be available for transportation for employment clothing, grooming, special equipment, minor fees such as certification charges, and child care costs. It is important to keep all receipts. Dental and vision care. Basic dental care and vision care is provided for all dependent children. Necessary dental and vision care may also be available on a discretionary basis for adults after receiving Ontario Works assistance for 3 months. Please contact a case aide for pre-approval before any vision care or dental work is done. Community startup and maintenance benefits. This benefit may be available to you if you are moving to a permanent residence. Ontario Works will pay the landlord directly the last month's rent or deposit. If you are being evicted or have been evicted, by providing the right documentation, rent arrears may be covered. If you are leaving an institution. If your hydro or gas will be or has been disconnected.
If you're eligible for the Community Startup and Maintenance benefit, it will be available once in a 24-month period.
How do I apply for that?
I can give you this Community Startup form, and make sure you complete all areas, okay, including the reason for my request. Remember to explain the situation in full and have your landlord sign it with you. Also attach any disconnection notices or eviction notices. Your case manager will then review the form to determine your eligibility.
Special diet. There is also money available if you have a medical condition that requires a specific or special diet. If you are pregnant or become pregnant, talk to your case manager about pregnancy nutritional allowance. Other items. If you have frequent medical appointments, we can help assist with the cost of traveling to and from your appointments. Medical travel and transportation is payable for expenses of $15 or more per month. Help is also available for diabetic supplies, surgical supplies, and dressings. At times, there may be other items that you require. Please talk to your case manager about these items. There are certain expectations and requirements that must be met in order to maintain your eligibility. Your responsibilities while you are receiving Ontario Works. If you are applying to the Ontario Disability Support Program through Ontario Works, and you have assets above the Ontario Works asset limit, and you have not previously used the one-time asset exemption, then you are required to complete an agreement to reimburse. If it is determined that you are not eligible for Ontario Disability Support Program, you must repay some or all of the assistance that you have received. Contact your worker promptly if you receive a message that your worker needs to speak with you, there are any changes in your circumstances, you are planning to leave the province for any period, if you will begin to receive income or your income changes. Respond promptly if you receive a request for information or a form to complete. All members of your family, or as we call it, benefit unit, who are 18 years of age or older are required to participate in employment assistance activities. As mentioned earlier, this is called a participation agreement. This includes looking for work or finding a job that pays more money or offers more hours per week. You will meet with your case manager approximately every 3 months to review and expand your participation agreement. In between meetings, you are required to tell your case manager of any changes to your participation agreement.
How do I contact my case manager?
There are 3 ways to respond or contact our office. The first is by using the interactive voice response system. This is an automated messaging system where you can get information about your check. You will receive specific details on how to access the system with your first check. Secondly, you can call our office phone number and request to speak with a case aide, and this is a live person who will be standing by to take your call. And finally, you can leave a message for your case manager on their telephone extension.
We also require that you keep all receipts and statements so your case manager can verify your income and expenses. We ask that you keep pay stubs, bank account statements, income tax assessment or returns, child care costs, any self-employment books or statements, insurance, fire, home, life, etc., rent or mortgage payments, property tax if applicable, hydro, water, and heating costs. All of these income and expenses may affect your Ontario Works entitlement, which is why it is so important to maintain communication with this office about your circumstances and all changes. Income. Any income that you or any member of your benefit unit receives must also be reported.
How do I report my income?
Each month you will receive an income reporting statement which must be completed properly and submitted to this office on or after the 16th of each month in order for us to process your next months of entitlement.
If you start a new job, let your case manager know right away so they can offer you whatever support is required to help you succeed at employment. All sources of income must be reported on your monthly income reporting statement. Some examples of include, but are not limited to, earnings from employment, roomer boarder income, Workplace Safety Insurance Board, WSIB, Ontario Student Assistance Program, OSAP, support payments, employment insurance benefits, EI, child care tax benefit, National Child Benefit Supplement, Ontario Child Care Working Family Supplement. It is also expected that you will notify your case manager about any assets that you have. An asset is property of all kinds, including cash, or anything that you own that can be converted into cash. These include, but are not limited to, life insurance, investments such as RESPs, RRSPs, GICs, stocks and bonds, collections or valuables, property or real estate you own, money in bank accounts, vehicles, boats, trailers, RVs. Even if you borrow money, buy a new asset, open or close bank accounts, or sell or transfer an asset, you must let this office know. Report your living arrangements and any other changes. Tell your worker immediately if there are changes in your current living arrangements, such as address or phone number change, rent or other home cost change. Children leave school, return to school, start work, leave home, or return home. The number of people in your benefit unit change. You or a member of your benefit unit leave Ontario for a period greater than 7 days.
You're responsible for following the rules of the Ontario Works program, including honest reporting of all changes in your income, assets, and living arrangements. Under the Criminal Code of Canada, it states that everyone who by deceit, falsehood, or other fraudulent means defrauds the public of any property, money, or valuable security is guilty of an offence. And under the Ontario Works Act, it also states that a person who knowingly obtains a benefit or assistance that he or she is not entitled to obtain or receive under the Act and the regulations is also guilty of an offence. If there is sufficient evidence to suspect that fraud or an offence under the social assistance legislation has been committed, then the matter may be referred to the police for an investigation.
Child and spousal support. You will be required to meet with the family support worker to discuss your support issues. If you are a single parent, you will be required to pursue child support as part of your eligibility for Ontario Works. You will be required to complete a form providing Ontario Works with information regarding the absent parent. The Ontario Works Department offers the Family Support Program to assist you in pursuing support. You may be required to pursue spousal support if you are married or lived common law for more than 3 years. Reminder: you are responsible to report all changes in your income, assets, and living arrangements. Failure to do so may result in an overpayment. You are responsible to repay all overpayments you may have. If you are no longer receiving Ontario Works, you are still required to repay the overpayment.